Welcome! Welcome to the Unfiltered Thoughts podcast with the amazing soul. Welcome, guys. Thank you once again for joining me on today's episode. Before we get into the whole jazz of today's topic, I would love for us to do a beautiful 30 seconds of silence. And I would like us, to give ourselves a big, warm hug. Okay. Welcome again. Episode 4. And today we're going to be speaking on... I really like this topic. Fear and freedom. You see, fear and freedom are two sides of the same coin. But you see, this word fear is what runs most of us throughout our lives. Most of us run on fear. But I would love to shift your perspective on fear today. Keep an open mind. So when you ask people, what is fear? You know, the first thing that comes into the mind is, oh my God, I gotta push it away. It's a negative thing. I don't want to hear about this. Try this definition. It's an acronym. Fear. Feel everything and relax. I'll say that again. Fear. Feel everything and relax. Does that really sound scary right now? No. Because we're just feeling and relaxing. That is fear. Not so bad, isn't it? Okay. So I would like you to keep an open mind when next you hear the word fear. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. You can't have one without the other. If you want to be free, truly free, you have to embrace fear by feeling everything and relaxing. The logical mind will say, how do you feel? It's simple. Just the way you feel the clothes on your skin. That's how you feel. That's how you feel your emotions. Energy, emotion. It's always moving. The body keeps score. Trauma is always stored in the body if it's not processed. So that's why you see that you keep reacting to stuff. The more you choose to allow that emotion flow through your body, that's how you navigate that fear. This is something that really helps me navigate or feel my feelings that I would love to share with you. When next you have an overwhelming feeling and it's like, I can't do this, I'm going to distract myself. At least for me, I used to distract myself with food for a very long time. It was such an automatic behavior. It was so ingrained in my subconscious mind that I didn't even know I was doing it. That's why awareness kicks in. And it was fear of sitting with myself. Ultimately, I realized that at some point in my journey. So this is something that really helped me that I would love to share with you. So anytime I used to have overwhelming feelings on my chest area, like I couldn't even breathe. Like I'm just like, oh my God. And as opposed to distracting myself with food, as I started becoming aware of my body and myself, once I start to become aware of the overwhelming feelings in my chest area, I either lay flat or I just sit up. You can do whatever, works for you. And I take a deep conscious breath through my nose and I hold for about 3 to 5 seconds and I breathe out through my mouth. And I focus my attention on my chest area. But this is where like the magic really happens. While that is happening simultaneously, I tell my mind, feel everything and relax. I repeat that continuously. I know it sounds so simple, but I swear to God, it works. That simple thing I just told you transformed my fear. Just me doing that. Feel everything and relax. And I saw that the more I did that, like I consciously allowed that emotion flow through my body, the tense and the resistance in my chest area started to dissipate. Now, I will tell you this though. When I first started this thing or routine for this new routine, my logical brain wanted to step away from that feeling. It's like, oh, I can't do this. Okay, this is too much for me. Let's distract ourselves with food or scrolling on social media or, watch Netflix and chill and just put something in the background just to drown ourselves of the noise. That came up. I'm not going to come here and bullshit you. That came up. But I realized that, it was just like a dopamine rush that my brain was looking for. So what I did was, in order not to feel very overwhelmed, I took it in baby steps. So let's just say I will take it in bits. So if for first 5 minutes, I do that whole feel everything and relax, and my brain is like, oh, we can't do this anymore, I do certain things. I either stretch, I do yoga, I take a walk, I put my feet in the grass, something to ground my body. I do that for like a few minutes or stand in the sun, whatever works for you. And I come right back to either laying down on my back or sitting in an upright position. And I do that whole feel everything and relax. So I break it into parts. That's when I first started this whole routine. Over time, because, I didn't make it so overwhelming for my body, it was easier for my body. Remember neuroplasticity, right? How neurons fire and wire in your brain. So it became a neural pathway in my brain. So it was easier for me to, from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 30 minutes, where I could just sit and just really take deep intentional breath and tell my mind to feel everything and relax. And it just did it without me, running away from the overwhelming feeling. And over time, it didn't become overwhelming anymore. And over time, the feeling dissipated. There was no strong resistance in my chest area anymore. It's very complicated to be simple. That's the hardest thing to do, to be simple. Because we live in a society that requires 10 million steps to achieve something. I just described to you how I navigated fear of over 30 years. And people are like, wait, that's it? Yes, that's it. Life is simple. I know. We as human beings, we like to complicate the heck out of things. I get it. Whatever fear that it is that you're currently experiencing in your life, and whatever part of your body you're experiencing that resistance, you can apply this anywhere. You hold the key to your freedom. No one else. Ultimately, you realize you're already free. But you've told yourself, or you've built this character stories over and over, that for you to achieve freedom, you have to chase. You have to get something outside of you. You have to reach a goal. You have to go to the ends of the earth to realize that you're free. Not realizing that freedom is here, right now, this present moment. This present moment is so rich. It has everything and more that you seek. Fear and freedom. For you to experience true freedom, you must be willing to surrender. You cannot beat a river into submission. It's not possible. You have to surrender. Logic is going to only take you so far. Surrender. Trust that the river or the ocean will take you to places you didn't even know existed. Surrender. And you realize that you are the ocean. But you've been playing small. You can't have freedom without fear. But you have to be willing to feel. Without feelings and emotion, you can't even exist in this beautiful body. So why not experience what is keeping you alive? Your feelings. It's simple. It's too simple. It's too simple. It's called the cosmic joke. You are what you're seeking, my friend. You are freedom. It's not the money. It's not the relationships. No, it's you. You are the main player in your movie. Stop being a background actor. Take the center stage. Own your life. Take your power back. It all starts from here. I start to realize who you really are. This is not something I can express to you in words. You have to have a direct experience yourself. Most of us go through our lives and halfway through we realize that life is a DIY project. Do it yourself. It's a DIY project, guys. No one is going to do it for you. I don't care what doctor or therapist or mentor or coach you hire. If they give you tools and you don't apply it in your life, nothing is going to change. To navigate fear, you must be willing to feel. If you want to overcome the fear of money, realize that you have a strong emotional attachment to the numbers in your bank account, and you're putting money on a pedestal. Do you know what it is to put something on a pedestal? You're like this. You're always looking up, and it's always far reaching from you. All you have to do in your mind is bring everything to eye level and realize it's not a big deal because you already have it. That's how you have the word coming to you. And that's how you realize your self-worth is not tied to the money in your bank account. If you're an artist, you have an idol, I don't know, you have an idol and you're like, oh my God, this person, I can't wait to meet them. Realize that your idol is ultimately you. Take them off a pedestal, because before all that, you're just human beings. Nobody is ultimately special. We're all the same thing. Same blood running through our beautiful veins. We're all the same thing. Taking everything off a pedestal is how you transform your fear. Money, relationships with people, your partner, your parents, your family. But the most important one, relationships with yourself. Take everything off a pedestal. Because you're everything and nothing all at the same time. You are free, my friend. You just have to realize it. There is nothing to do to experience this freedom than to feel. Most of us have fear of money. I don't know if you heard this before, and I'll share with you a perspective that really shifted a lot of things in my mind. The numbers don't matter. The reason why you hear a number like $1 billion and it feels like so many zeros and it's like, oh my God, $1 billion, is because of collective consciousness, and I'll explain. You and I and 8 billion of us have agreed that $1 billion is a lot of money. The moment we start to realize that $1 billion and a dollar is the same thing, the pedestal that we keep money on starts to drop. So for me, in my mind, because I genuinely understand that the numbers don't matter, and in my mind, the more I question my belief system of money, the value of $1 billion is the same thing as $1 in my mind. It doesn't make a difference. I know for the logical brain, it's like, how can you say that? get it. That's why in the previous episode I said, listen to your inner teacher. And this thing that I'm telling you, once you have a direct experience, you'll be like, huh, okay. Life has no meaning until you, my dear friend, assign an emotional value to it. $100,000 to a millionaire is nothing. While $100,000 to someone who earns $20,000 every year is like, oh my God, $100,000. Do you see how relative that is? It's all perception. Perception is reality. So how about you come to a center ground, a neutral standpoint where they all mean the same thing. So there's no high and low. It just is. That's how you navigate fear. That's how you experience freedom. It takes a lot of peeling back the layers of an onion. This fear I'm talking about is not physical. It's mental fear. I'm not saying the body will not feel pain, but most of us suffer here in imagination than in reality. Why suffer twice? Why do that to yourself? So this is a reminder to you, my friend. Sit with it. Even if you want to run, sit with it. Just sit with it. I was able to navigate 20 years of excruciating physical body pain by sitting with myself for 1 week. I don't know how long it's going to take you. I don't know. You have all the answers. I don't have your answers. Everyone's experience is different. But if you can see a part of me in yourself, realize it's possible. It is. Nothing is impossible. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. It doesn't cost money to sit with yourself. It doesn't cost a societal status to sit with yourself. It doesn't cost you anything to feel your feelings and emotion. If you do not get anything I've been saying since I started this episode, remember this, my friend. Fear stands for feeling everything and relax. You're already free. Start to live your life here and now. Until next time, peace and love.